when we are managing our infrastructure, maybe we use a runbooks, playbooks, or any script that helps us to do the modification and do the play with the resources and create resources, such things. But when we need to replicate some infrastructure, or when we need to create a uh, global structure, global infrastructure through to the AWS or the Azure, any cloud platform, or any public cloud platform, we can say we need to use a IAC platform to throughout the IAC platform. You can do the infrastructure as a code. When you are working with scripts or say anything like that, you can keep the track of every changes that you are making, that you are doing on the on the AWS infrastructure throughout the. You can keep the version control system on the S3 bucket. You need you when we let's take an example. When you need to replicate your own replicate your full infrastructure on the on the for the development part or for the testing part, it is of extra overhead for the DevOps team to replicate the own infrastructure manually by the clicking each and every button in the AWS console. So it's better to keep better to manage that code in the IAC. You can either do by the JSON scripts, or the uh, by the YAML scripts, and throughout that you can deploy your infrastructure. You can destroy anytime you want. Infrastructure will get deleted. You can schedule some activities, let's take an example. You can delete some of the EC2 instances in the night, because there are no such traffic. There are no more such more traffic on the night itself. So throughout that, you can keep the record of changes, and you can do the scheduling activity. On that purpose, you need a IAC environment. So you can provision your infrastructure by the collection of scripts, as we call them as cloud formation templates, or cloud formation CTF, we can say cloud formation template in the AWS environment. Your application stack you provision on you can application stack your provisioning on the AWS environment. It could be easily predictable. You can predict the costing, what your costing occurring over here. You can do some you can proceed some conditions, what you can your infrastructure totally controlled by the cloud formation. You can control by a single script. You can control the overall AWS infrastructure that you have throughout the AWS cloud formation. You can it is as simple as managed by the cloud formation concept, such as we can manage throughout the IAC also. Provision and manage stack and AWS resources based on the templates that we are creating on the IAC generator, or the templates that we are using, which is AWS cloud formation templates. Cloud formation and templates. So those are some templates. Throughout that template, we can create resources, delete resources, and all those things, conditions, descriptions, versions, and all output values. All those things are managed by these templates. There are uh, some templates which is already pre-created by the AWS team, which is you can use a lamp stack. The lamp stack template is already created by the AWS. You can choose. It is a mostly used. Those are mostly used. Those are mostly well-known. Well-known. Those are some well-known templates that uh, helps us to helps us to do the application do our application deployment. Such as in the LAMP stack, we have a EC2 and the RDS services. Provision and manage the stack and AWS resources based on the templates. Throughout these templates, we can manage entire stack, and it's as simple as it. We can just drag and drop the service, and it we can do the connection and all those things are we can do the relation and all those things over here. On the cloud formation itself, you can manage a single service, or it is as simple as it. You can manage a single service, or you can manage an entire like a entire multi-tier architecture, or you can totally manage a multi-tier or a multi-zone architecture on the AWS itself. So it is you need to just create and deploy the scripts according to the requirements that you need. You can provide some parameters also, such as what type of EC2 instances you need, how much the instance count, what type of instance you need, how much the instance count you need, and the family and the storage resources. All those things are configured in the AWS CloudFormation templates. Those templates are mainly written on the JSON or YAML formats. It serves as a blueprint to define the configuration of AWS resources that mark up our AWS stack. That every architecture that we are creating as a called as a stack, and the it acts as a blueprint. Throughout this blueprint, it can generate the same architecture on the AWS itself. You can we can as we see, you can leverage the existing template that are already created by the AWS itself, which is there are some pre-built templates that we can use, such as WordPress blogger. Those are few templates that are already created by the AWS for us. So it is for the cloud formation. Once you created this template, you can just as simple as it. You can just you can just upload uh, upload the same you can once you created this template, it is as simple as it. You can just upload this template by the these three options, such as upload file. You can paste it on the Amazon S3 and enable the bucket versioning. And once you upload, it will generate the same resources for us. And we can see on the later part of this video, you can create our own custom AWS CloudFormation template. And throughout the VS Code, it is very simple. You can you can create how it throughout the IDE. You can easily create such a large and large templates. If when we are creating application, if you need to modify some changes on the application itself, just we need to modify this existing template, and once we re-upload this template, AWS will do the changes for us, and it will automatically keeps that throughout that. The one major big advantage that we can say, we can keep the old copy, we can say old version of this template. So every time we need once we do the changes on the AWS cloud formation template, we can keep track of the versioning, how much resources we are creating and how much it will be costing, and what kind of a resource allocation we are doing, and everything. There are three ways to modify our existing template, or we upload a existing template on the uh, cloud formation template to deploy our architecture or infrastructure. So there will be one which is AWS console itself. The AWS console, it is the GUI web page. So throughout that we can do. Second one is a SDK, software development kit. Throughout the application integration, we can do those things, and the command line, which is AWS CLI. We can say throughout that we can perform those activities. Once you create, there is another one good example which I have. When you creating a such large multi-scale, multi-tier resources and multi-tier architecture, when in some time you need to replicate the same architecture in a multiple availability zones. So throughout that case, you can just you can just in the few clicks, you can replicate full structure, your full infrastructure to which availability zone you want, or you can replicate to multi-tier architecture and all those things, which is very simple. So let's create one cloud formation template. So first you need to you need to come in the cloud formation. There will be a shortcut also, cloud formation template CFT. When you are when you are came in the cloud formation template, just create one stack. You have a three options. You choose a pre-built templates. You can build your custom template on the designer itself, or you can choose the existing template which you have on your local on the S3 bucket, or the S3 bucket which you have created. So I'm choosing application composer. We can once we create a local copy of it, once we create a custom copy of it and a VS Code, I can we can select the S3 option. Throughout the S3, we can create one bucket, and all those things are pasted on the S3 bucket, and it will pull the CloudFormation file template from the S3 itself. So let's uh, let's look in the designer. Go on the designer. We are in the designer console itself. So let's try to create EC2 instances or the S3 bucket. So you have multiple options, it is all AWS services. So we have multiple options such as the Elastic IP, VPN endpoint, or EC2 fleet, or host, or all those things are particular services which AWS provides in the graphical version also. Which is we are select every time we are selecting a particular things in the just we are looking today in the designer itself. So we need a one EC2 instances. It will already uh, shows us a JSON or YAML script over here, as we can see, and we need a one S3 bucket. So for the S3 bucket, yes, for the S3 bucket, this is the S3 bucket. So we have done some relation on the S3 bucket to the EC2 instances. Um, yes. So this S3 bucket has access to the EC2 instances. So let's do some modification on the S3 bucket. We don't know how the syntax works on the uh, works over. So there are one good resources, documentation which is provided by the AWS itself, which is AWS CTF documentation. On the documentation itself, we have a in-depth documentation about all the tags and resources that we are using on the AWS. Let's go on the over here and the AWS CTF only, not the documentation. Yes, this one. Uh, yes, we have multiple options. If we read this, if we able to read this entire document, you will master the overall cloud formation. So in this topic, we are focusing on the using the cloud formation template system. So working with templates and the template formats. So those are some formats which the templates follow. So it is there is no curly brackets on all those things on the YAML format. So you need to keep the indentation of profile proper. So you can when we have created EC2 instances over here, we don't have any particular resource type we have provided. We have just provided a type of what is the type of service, which is AWS EC2 instances we need to create. So we can provide an instance type. So just we need to copy and the paste it over here. So it is on the resources block. So where is our resources block? This it is a overall resource block, not an issue. Uh, we can verify over here on the properties block. We need to paste this property. So paste this. Uh, Once we refresh, this EC2 instances will be created as a T2 micro. And for the cost saving, I am using a T2 micro, which for the like I have a free tier account right now with me. So I am using the T2 micro, and it is following a YAML format. For the JSON format, you need to you need to provide a curly braces and all those things. So this is this is how the simple you can provide all those things over here. If we if you just seeing if you seeing over here, it is just simple documentation for the EC2. What if you need a multiple service documentation? There is one option over here which is for the you can select multiple services. You can get the detailed explanation about the each and every services which is available on the AWS itself. So there is one reference and resources and property. Over here, you can select the S3, which is simple storage 3, Amazon, and we need to create bucket. So it is already mentioned on the documentation itself, what we need to done and what we need to create. So I am selecting my bucket, which is and I am selecting YAML format. I need a done some property changes on the S3 bucket itself. I need what we need uh, what we need a retention policy, not the retention policy. We need just give me a second. Uh, Login configuration, public block resource, replication configuration, tags, versioning configuration. Yes, the versioning configuration we need. I just click on that versioning configuration. I get the in-depth detail about the versioning configuration, how it works, and how you can use the versioning configuration. So over here on the version configuration, we can just copy this and paste it over on the properties tag itself. So on the properties, we can paste this, can remove this thing we don't need, and we can select as true. Sorry, true. Yeah. Okay. So our we have select the version configuration as true. So it will version our bucket. So when we are when this thing is created, it will automatically create a bucket and the EC2 instances, and it will store all those things. It will store all those things in the separate bucket which the CloudFormation will automatically create. I'll show it show you over there later on. So let me do the proper indentation over here, which is one tab. This is correct, I guess. Let me look for the EC2 type. Okay, yeah. Look, it done automatic changes on the over here. So let's create our let's deploy this. So let's click on save on the local file. Oh shit. On the let's create save on we are selecting a local file and we are saving on the desktop for the temporary, and yeah, it is saved. Let's close this one and we can try to deploy our stack over here. You can choose a pre-built existing template which we have created just now. Upload the file. We are uploading our template file. We have uploaded, and next. Once we upload, there are multiple architecture diagram available on the market. So you need to just download that file and you need to paste it over it. You will see the overall application that will create by the AWS CloudFormation. So those are things which are created by the CloudFormation itself automatically. So you can just call once you download it from there, you can just able to see it how much architecture it will create, how much the architecture it will define on the particular that file. So let's provide a stack name as a test. You can give whatever the name you want. There are some good options on the CloudFormation itself. The resources are created by the CloudFormation are automatically by the tagged by the tagged by some resources ID and all those things. So all the infrastructure that are created by the CloudFormation, it will automatically get tagged. So you can do the cost optimization thing, and all those things are performed by the you can do the cost optimization task also. My bad. So Let's provide IAM role. We need to create. We don't need to. We are running this as IAM user. If you are providing a particular IAM role, you need to. You can provide the simple role over here. You can give the permission to the specific users and all those things. We can give a stack policy. We don't need to any. We don't need to change anything over here. Just click on next, and once we've done that, just click on submit. It will currently in creating in progress. So it will create a S3 bucket and the EC2 instances that we need for the particular look. It is creating a template. It is create a bucket to store the templates. It is a not publicly accessible. It is a private bucket, so it doesn't have a public access one. So it will automatically store our uh, what we can say our template on the particular bucket which is already created. Our bucket is not created yet. Let's go on EC2 instances. EC2 instances will create. Okay. Okay. There are some issues. Validating fail. Resources rollback action by user. Detect root cause. Fill in and property resources. This message. Versioning configuration. Expected type. JSON object found string. Okay, might be done some might be done some issue might we done some issue we made unwanted change on the designer itself, and it is not supported by the JSON argument. We need to provide for the uh, we need to provide it for the YAML argument. So let me open a file over here that we are editing last time. So let me check components and the yes, this one. So let's refer again. This is a JSON format and this is a YAML format. We have done some major mistake over here. Versioning configuration. Let's go on over here. Let's go over here. Versioning configuration. This is the overall. This is the overall property we need to perform. We just added a true, so it is giving a error and it doesn't create anything. So the resources block S3, uh, just S3 bucket. We just need to just copy paste all those things. We don't need to do anything as such. Just I paste over here. Let me check on the resources section itself. So let me paste all those things over here and done. It is a commenting line, so you can give a comment. This resource is created S3 bucket. This is the comment, and you can the type whatever you want. You can select. You can select the K8s over here or AWS Kubernetes, which is EKS service. But you can give the inline comment whatever you want. So we have select. Okay, bucket name. You need to provide anything. We can do the same bucket. We can provide the same bucket. Not an issue. Deletion policy retain. It is already selected or not? No, it is not selected. So type send policy retain. Okay, now it will work. And the property. Yeah, so looks good. We have created we have created the S3. Okay, it doesn't update it. Just remove this. Let's create the EC2 instances for now. Oh, sorry, S3 bucket for now. Just copy this overall thing and paste it on the resource section. So click on save. Once we save that, it, we are saving on the over here, and we can try now to run this thing. So it will create our S3 bucket. So let's create one stack again with resources. You can select the template from or template just like we previously did and click on next. Let's name it as whatever you want. We don't change anything over here. Just click on next and submit. Once we submit, it will it need to be create one bucket for us. So let's check. Okay, there are some issues again. Might we are getting a lot of issues today. So let throughout the issues you can learn more again. We can look. We can figure out this issue. Not an worry. Let's go on a template, edit, and we can make changes on the designer itself. So let's go over here. The S3 bucket for components and properties bucket name. We don't need to add bucket name. And we need to provide we need to provide uh, lifecycle config, not the lifecycle configuration, bucket log, object log, replication configuration, server side encryption, not this one, uh, versioning configuration, this one. So everything is over here. You don't need to manually think anything, or you don't need to uh, do anything as such. So we can create S3 bucket on the over here, and we can paste the property. Just versioning status enabled. So it should work now. You need to keep the indentation as I said previously. You need to keep the proper indentation. In the properties section, we don't let's do the changes on the bucket name itself, because it must be unique in the region level itself. It works on the region level, but the name must be unique. So this name uh, must be not given getting must be unique, I guess. I have give the name anything. So we don't provide any replication configuration and all those things. Now it should create S3 bucket for us. Hope so. So let's go save this. I'm saving as a template one. Let's close this. We can go over here and create one stack. You can just upload the file from here, template one, and do the actions as we have done previously. Just submit this. You don't need to change anything. And now let's check, is it running fine or not? Okay, still getting issue. The bucket name, which we haven't provided any bucket name. Uh, Likely a root cause validating as the bucket and role back to the user. For the validation failed, the resources as the bucket message does not match pattern. Okay, must be in an A to Z format or 0 to 9 or all those characters issues. So let me stay in this page. Let me remove this thing. It would select the bucket name automatically as it want. And let me save this. You need to give a proper bucket name every time. So we can just keep the bucket name as default. Let's create a tag and select our new designer. Press reload. Okay. Okay. Just upload the. Okay. Next, we need to provide a name and click on next, then submit it. Yeah, it should creating the bucket. So there are some issues that are running in the bucket name itself. So we have to provide a global name which is globally recognized, but it works in the region level itself. So it should create a bucket now. Yeah, it has created a bucket. Look, it has been giving a global unique name, we can say. So it has bucket version enabled. Yes, it is enabled. So we have created infrastructure as a code throughout the cloud formation itself. We have created one S3 bucket, and throughout the S3 bucket, we have enabled the versioning. So there is one amazing uh, feature about the cloud formation which I personally like, which is there is one option. Let me show it to you first, and uh, it is a drift protection. You can say on the over here, and drifts, right? Look, it don't show that any drift check. Let's try to check the drifts now. It is synced. Make su- let's take an example. There are some users in the organization who had by mistakenly made the changes on the S3 bucket, which are not mentioned or mention, which is not as equal to or as same as as the template which are provided we have provided to generate that S3 bucket. Suppose some user done some changes by mistakenly, it has suspended the versioning which are by default enabled by the template itself. So it will automatically sense that it is drifted. So it has changed something from when the resource is created, from when the resource is created, and throughout this diff protection, we can say, look, it is modified. So throughout here, we can get the overall detail. What is the get the overall idea? What is exactly modified over here? So let's check what is modified exactly. Update it. Throughout this, you can update the stack as we can see over here. You can update it by template, replace with the existing template, or you have which you have created the template, and all those things. So let's try to let's go on the drift protection. So on the stack, select the stack on the drift setter. So when you are go over here, uh, the resources currently supported a drift protection displayed here. All your resources details and learn more. So okay, I need to get the overall idea of what is drifted exactly. So let me see where I can get that. Yeah, on you need to select this one. You get the view drift details, and look what is expected and what is actually happened just now. So the bucket name bucket versioning should be enabled, but it is suspended by someone, some user, or some yeah, some person. So uh, it is drifted by someone by mistakenly. So all those things are managed. It is a good feature, but it is provided by the cloud formation itself. So we have just created a bucket and all those things. Let's enable the bucket versioning, which uh, as we mentioned on the cloud formation. Anyway, let's keep by default as it. We can get the uh, overall idea how the things work, and how we can see that it is drifted or not. So at this point, you can escalate this, or you can uh, we can ask the user why should it like a disabled why should it disable the work bucket versioning. So let's look how we can we have just created one cloud formation stack throughout the designer, as we can see. Let's try to create by the Visual Studio Code itself. I have a very simple we have a very simple we can say a simple tools, and we have very simple plugins over here. So and throughout that do we can easily create those kind of a templates. Let's call it as test, and the YAML format which we are writing AWS toolkit. This thing we need to install. It will give a overall idea and the overall context how we can how the it will give the basically intelligence all those things and just recommend you multiple options. So it is installing right now. It is installed, and the next thing we want to install, which is uh, YAML, which is the extension provided by the Red Hat officials, and we are installing this one. Yes, it is installed. Let's go and save. Go and type here. Let's okay. When you have added those two tools, you just need to go over here and you need to just select the schema as AWS CloudFormation. So after this point, it will select it will some VS Code will automatically sense that. Somehow my VS Code will unable to sense that. So that's me. It will send all those things now, and it is giving me recommendations as we need. So we need a bucket version. We need a resources section because resources section are mainly used. All those other sections uh, in the in this format itself, it is not like it is not recommended, or it is not mostly used. There are all those things are optional. Just two of those are mandatory. Just resource section, and just you need to add the format version, uh, which is 2010 from like it is last updated on the 2010 itself. So let's go on the template. Let's go on the template property reference. We are creating the same EC2, and we are creating S3 which we have created a S3 bucket. Let's do some changes, or we can create a AWS instance over here. EC2. I have just control F here, and let's create one instance which is AWS EC2. It is very simple, as you can see over here. You need to provide the AMI ID. So which resource is the type? AWS EC2 instance. Instance. From where I can get that? From here itself. So just you can just do copy paste over here. This T is capital, and my mistake. And you can do additional properties. Okay, properties P should be capital, and I have made the issue again. Yeah, P should be capital. You need to perform, or you need to follow the proper indentation. And yeah, there are there are so many things which we can do, which is AWS resource, AWS dot AWS instance, AWS EC2 instance. Oh, we don't need to provide a type over here. We are already provided on the resources section. So let's add the property which is image ID. Image. We can say we can do the things from here. Image ID. Uh, let's look image. Not the EC2 instance image builder. What we need. What we need is what we need. Uh, okay. On the properties section itself, we have done some we have done some issue. Parameters. On the we don't need to provide any parameters as such, because we are directly using we're not providing any arguments and all those things, such as variables and all those things to the to this resources itself. So let's we don't need to do that over here. What it's showing? Okay, it's showing some error. Yeah, this thing it's good now. And we need properties section and the which is properties colon enter. We need to provide additional changes such as um, we need to give a network interface. We don't need such as instance type and provide this one. Just copy and paste it over there, which is t2 dot micro. As I said, I am on the free tier itself, so I'm using that one, and we can select the multiple options from here itself. So you can modify a hell lot of um, things from here itself. So uh, if there are some option for the user data also. Provide the user data. Let's update hyphen y. The instance type we need to provide for that because the command which is running on the AWS Red Hat and all those environments only. Um, it's image type, instance type, not the instance type. Uh, Instance type, image ID. What is the image ID? Not the image ID. We don't need instance type. Uh, what we can say? AMI ID. Search the AMI. Um, Search for the AMI. AMI is the image ID. You can say it is a YAML format, right? We need to provide in the YAML format itself. So the AMI ID, which we can copy it from here. Let's EC2. We can provide the AMI ID for the Amazon Linux instance. Okay, and let's go launch instance. We uh, we can get multiple errors. So multiple errors I can say over here, but we can able to solve them in a no time. So I have saved on the test folder, which I know where I have stored. Let's go on a stacks itself. Let's create one stack. Choose the template from choose the YAML template which we are working right now. The data VS test test.yaml and click on next. The resource type define mail form. Okay, there are some issue. We have mixed the two things. So we have in some way we have provided the JSON and some way we have provided the YAML. So let me update those things. On the properties itself, on the resources we have a properties. Where the hell is properties? Okay, this property section we need to provide the AMI ID and we need we need to provide multiple things uh, such as image ID. We can say we can get all these things from here itself. So let's go on the instance itself, and from the instance we have multiple options such as elastic IP and all those things, tags, volumes, and overall all those things. I need a AMI ID instance profile, not the instance profile. We have provided the AMI. We need uh, what we need, what we should add over here. The user data we can add. User data on the user data section. We again have a two JSON and the YAML format. We are selecting the YAML one. Uh, we are giving delete after termination false. We can giving this. We can let me check the user data where from the where user data from where we can provide the user data. Okay. Okay, there are some there are some encryption that you need to done on all those things, and you need to perform for the providing a user data. we can just provide what we can provide. The image ID we have provided, the instance type, the T2 micro we can provide, which is instance type, and we need to return on the JSON format itself, the instance type, YAML type, which we are running on the YAML, which we are providing on the YAML itself. So image image ID, where the is image tag, image. Let's directly copy from here itself, not an issue. This is JSON, this is the YAML one. Look, there are some uh, major changes in the JSON and the YAML. YAML is very easy to read and all those things. We can provide the user data, readable codes, uh, update hyphen Y. We can provide the user data, and provided the user data, again we need to provide some extra information, such as templates, monitoring interfaces, security rules, subnets, private, any additional property do we need to add? Post ID, string, image ID, instance type. Okay, instance type we need to add, which is t2 dot micro. Okay, this looks good now. Uh, Let me try to run this thing again on the over here CloudFormation template itself. Uh, let's go on the EC. Okay, let's go close this. Let's go to CloudFormation. Let's create one stack. Uh, let's select existing template, upload, and test.yaml. Okay, template format error, resources type, resources type. Okay, there are some issues with the type. Okay, let's go. Let's uh, refer from here itself. Okay, just copy paste or any overall from here and just paste it over here. Now it should work correctly. Let's select it again. It need to be work correctly. YAML not well formed. Look, in the line 4, go. Okay, we are getting issues in the properties section. Okay, let's try to upload it now. Okay, and next. Still getting error. Let me solve this YAML error because it needs proper uh, proper it has a proper structure. If we have added extra space, still it's showing us some errors. So let me solve this first. Okay, we have done some major configuration. We have done some major changes over here, such as we have added or like inline comment. We can remove that one also, not an issue. Just we added a type properties. We just done some indentation change. I have done the major change on the user data itself. So the user data we need to provide a particular user data, like in the particular like a particular encoding format, which is base 64, and we have provided those two commands, which is using a bin bash, and we just update this command. And the instance type is separate. We can place the same thing over here, but it gives an error. So let me try to choose file, test.yaml, open it, and okay, let's create one template from scratch itself. AWS version we need, which is AWS EC2. Let's go on EC2 over here and instances section. The instances section, we have we need AWS version name. We need, or we can provide the resource directly. The resource. I need to select the schema, which is in CloudFormation. AWS CloudFormation with AWS version, which is 2009 or 2010. Resource section. To provide my EC2 instance. It is my like it is my inline command. We can place any command you want. Once we play, the comments is basically for the understanding of the player, understanding of the script. It is okay, basically overview of that script. What are the script things written over on over any like what are the things written over here? So throughout the description, you can anyone can easily refer those things. So it's type is easy to instances and just copy pasting it. Uh, just wait. You need to do the proper indentation and yeah. Uh, okay, my instance type. I'm selecting the type. I need to select the properties itself. The properties I can also copy from here. And this page. It is very simple. You can see. Uh, that I need some details such as image ID, uh, image ID. Yes, this thing. We are using YAML format. Yeah. Image ID, which is ID we need to provide. Uh, what we need, what we need in the ID, image ID. Um, Image ID to launch instance was we specified a launch template. Okay, the image ID is this one. So we need to provide this, the image type. Let's go on the over here again. Let's go on image type, instance type, anything this pasted t2 dot micro. Let's we have created this template, save it, and we can select it over here. Let's create one stack. Each stack in the each stack you are creating, it is the overall infrastructure you are configuring basically. So resource type is unknown. So let's go. Uh, we have done some change. We have done some wrong changes over here. So let's modify. And yes, you need to give the resources name as it is. So let's try now. Okay, let's go click on next. Okay, the resources values are null, not allowed. Okay, the properties and the image ID which we are providing, the image ID is null. Resources ID is null. Let's go on the documentation itself. Resources. Okay, we have provided the resources. Okay, it should be inside the resources section. So again, we have done some major issues. The property indentation. Look, all those red errors are gone. So we have just saved this file, and I'm referring this. I'm referring this actually. How should I write the proper indentation for the template itself? So let's go and choose the file and paste it over here. Go on the next. It's still showing a null template, but it is done. Those are old errors. So let's name it as EC2 instance YAML template. YAML template. So let's go on next. Space is not allowed. Next. Keep it as it is. Next. And so you need to submit it. So EC2 instances are running right now. Uh, yes, it is creating 1t2.micro instance, and it is as simple as we it you can create. We are creating a basic application for this thing only. You can do you can write a code for the larger and multi-tier complex application also. It will it will um, create a infrastructure on the fly on the uh, like very smoothly. You can create your own you can do the changes to your infrastructure. Just we have created this application now and done. We Now we can look. Is it updated over here? Oh, yes, the task has been completed. Okay, so let's check how we can delete the resources also. Once we delete the stack, it will also delete the resources. Uh, deletion instantiated and it has deleted. Let's try to check the bucket is available or not. So, so okay, the bucket is available still. Let's refresh it two, three times. Okay, the bucket is available and you need to, uh, okay. Okay, you have initiated the deletion concept, deletion. Just wait for some time. So it has deleted all those things. Um, Cloud piece out, maybe, okay, the encrypted ID, and we can do the deletion for this one also. So it is deleting in progress. Let me delete this one, and this one also. So all those things are deleting in progress. It will delete all those resources also. Just you need to just do the verify every time, so it didn't occur any cost for you. The AWS CloudFormation, it is kind of a basically a free service, but you need to pay for the underlying instance and all the underlying the resources that are creating by the CloudFormation that you are creating basically. So it is deleting in progress. No stack left. Look, it is terminated also, and you can check is it gone or not. It's not gone. Okay, just you need to delete it by manually. Just don't forget delete everything that you have created in the process of this thing cloud formation session. So you have actions over here, just empty it first you need to empty it and just paste. You need to permanently delete and let's okay, let's go create empty it and delete the bucket also. So okay, done. That's it for today. On the next part of the video, we can learn many more things about the AWS or on the Jenkins itself, the CI/CD pipeline, the projects that all the 3 tier, 4 tier projects that we are in scheduled. We can look step by step. Overall things are gonna cover. Just make sure you watch the video start to end, so you know the overall things from the start to end itself. So that's all. You just make sure again you have removed all those things, and that's it. Thank, thanks for watching.